and through. A couple big kills do come through. M13, I read a fair bit of the patch notes, but not a ton. M13 buff, everything else around it just nerfed. Just
M13 was untouched. So most of the meta weapons, with the exception of the MAC-10, were pretty much untouched. Kilo's gonna be the same, CBR's the same, M13's the same, SKS is the same. Most of it was that there were significant buffs to pretty much every other gun that was not meta. So that's something that we'll probably be able to notice a little bit more. But obviously, with it being a third place matchup, a grand finals matchup, most of the time players not going to take a risk with a weapon that they're not super familiar with. So that will likely be the reasoning behind why we see most of the same guns. But holy frick, Solo is on an absolute tear. I believe that's 4 kills with the Purifier and 7 with the gun. He has got maxed out streaks. Probably could have cycled it if he wanted to, but that is going to do a whole lot for the lead for the Goofy Goobers as they now extend it back out to around 60.
I'm not saying he's gonna pull it out, but I will say that, you know, obviously I play Warzone late night with, you know, Tech and Verdict, right?
Yeah.
Tech was super excited about the LK maybe being viable again. So maybe that's something we've certainly seen him use in the past. Obviously, we've seen him use the GKS as well, and I know the GKS did get a pretty substantial buff, so maybe because he has that kind of background with those guns, we see someone pull some things off meta. I know there's a couple other players that, you know, had other metas in mind that they may be looking at. I got to see Hitman testing some with the KN. I think we determined that thing 4 shots to the body with like 40 meters or something.
Yeah.
So maybe I think you could even allow 1 leg shot at 40 meters. So there's some guns that are certainly viable in the meta right now that we haven't seen in quite a while. And I think that's great for a healthy competitive game space to not see a repeat of 10-man Holger Shorty,
yeah,
or 10-man Holger Thumper, you know. So
yeah, so the KN-44 and the LK are basically identical guns with slightly different recoil patterns, and I would say the LK is actually a little bit easier to use. So because of that reason, along with what you were talking about with the advantages for the KN-44, I think there's a very good chance that we do see Tech pulling it out, especially because he's a player that's never been like hard stuck to one weapon in the meta. He's felt pretty free to just kind of use whatever he wants. So hopefully we do see that coming on out. Goofy Goobers still holding on to this lead, and you got to keep in mind they still got a whole lot of streaks to work with as well. Washi with a lightning and a cluster, Solo with a lightning still to work with too, and the lead continuing to build. We've seen this turn on its head the opposite direction, where upper echelon gave away a lead, but we have not seen a whole lot of situations where they've been able to pull off crazy comebacks. So they're gonna need to pull out something big here. They do get 4 in the feed. Unfortunately, it is going to be Veteran taking himself down with the Sparrow. That could open the door for the Goofy Goobers, who are going to be able to break on into the hard point. Jesus wraps the corner. Going to be able to find 1, make it 2 right there. And even though he does get taken down, it does look like he's got teammates there for reinforcements as Pengy breaks on in. Veteran from the top side is going to drop as well. And player after player not able to get any type of pressure onto that hard point as the Goofy Goobers continue to stack the lead.
Yeah, this was looking like a much closer game earlier on, and I certainly believe in the chance that upper echelon can still bring this one back. I mean, again, even though we're getting that lead extended a bit for the Goofy Goobers, we're still within a single hard point of realistically having a tie game, right? So big opportunities here. We're still, like you mentioned, seeing a lot of comfort picks as far as guns in the meta. We do have a lightning strike. It blurred out while you're on here, but it looks like we got a cluster as well. I'm not sure who it's for, but whoever you're watching right now has a couple streaks. It looks like we've got another lightning strike here as well. So certainly some opportunities for, it looks like, the Goofy Goobers to possibly use those on the P1 reset or maybe a rotation through this P4. So they've crossed the 200 point mark though. So Goofy Goobers are a good hard point hold away from just closing this one out entirely.
Yeah, right now it's not looking great. They, I mean, they put up a good fight, but obviously, on a couple fronts, getting outslayed pretty heavily. Legacy's been pretty good for them recently, but at -12 right there. Pepe at -13. Pengi at -8. Make it 9 right there. Veteran's been the only player that's been consistently at the top, and that continues to be the case. He's sitting at 42 kills, but not super significantly positive either. Just not a whole lot of upside here in this matchup, and no surprise they're going to be looking to the search and destroy, barring a miracle. It's the Goofy Goobers back on the hard point, and the operators are out. Washi's still got the cluster strike to work with, a lightning strike as well. Same for Solo, who's still not used that lightning strike yet, and looking like probably only about 9 more seconds before the Goofy Goobers close this one out.
Yeah, looking to be the case right now, and I certainly, again, believe in upper echelon to still make this a very competitive best of 5. Legacy does get taken down there, but a couple kills do come through for upper echelon. There's a chance they make the break in the hill here. Probably not with the Goofy Goobers coming through and cleaning house. We do have Jesus Can Save You pushed up top. Has the boxing gloves out a bit longer than I'd like to see in this hardpoint, but you know, CBR does come out. A lot of bullet opportunity for follow-up kills, but is going to get taken down. And that is the 250 to 193 win going in favor of the Goofy Goobers. And I do think their previous matchup was a very similar score. If I remember correctly, I think it was 250 to 108 for the first hardpoint. So upper echelon still right on the money for keeping this one close. And quite an even distribution of objective time for the side of upper echelon. You did have Solo, who played a little bit more aggro, played a little bit of that Slayer role, didn't really get too much on the objective, only came through at 30 or so seconds. But you got 138 for Ingenic, 153 for Washi, 115 for MV, and 50 seconds for Band. Opposition, minute half for Legacy, and pretty much everybody right around that 40 to 50 second mark.
Yep, they, what? Oh, wait. I saw something Gaboo joined, and I thought it was Aerith joining for Goofy Goobers, but that was you joining the lobby. All right. Well, that wraps out our first game of the matchup, but don't worry, we've got, at the very least, 2 more as we now get ready to hop into the Search and Destroy. Keep in mind, it is a best of 5 series. Search and Destroy going to be on firing range. Definitely very much a sniper-dominated map, and more than likely, Goofy Goobers are going to feel the absence of Blur, especially with him being somewhat of a master of the wallbang angles, and this being one of the most wallbangable maps in the entire game. A lot of pressure going to be on Washi to find those first bloods with the sniper. More than likely, he is going to be solo sniping for his squad. Ingenic typically running ARs and SMGs, as far as I'm aware, in the Search and Destroy. So we've seen some big performances out of the Goofy Goobers in Search and Destroy, but we can say the same for upper echelon. Once again, I think for them, the X factor going to be Jesus Can Save You, especially on a map like firing range.
Yeah, and just to clarify for chat, I know we see a couple people already mentioning that it's not banned. You guys did see contact grenades during that last game. They have gone through their 3-week cooldown period. So for the Mobile Mayhem rule set, we decided that a 3-week cooldown for any new items was going to be implemented. So the Kashka and the contact grenade are both legal. They did announce today that the contact grenade and the thumper would be banned for champs. Thank goodness. But they were absolutely still legal to use here today. So there's not going to be any DQ on that. Just wanted to make sure that was completely clear for everybody.
Yep. Looking like, looks like things are on the up and up for champs. Hopefully we still have some work being done for the control game mode, but I'm interested to cast control next season, as they've now added spectator slots and everything else. So at the very least, it's playable. I don't know how enjoyable to watch it's going to be in its current state, but hopefully within the next month, when we have some time off from Mobile Mayhem, maybe we'll see some more changes in there. And especially given the fact that I think Stage 3 starts in 2 weeks. I would definitely love to see some big overhaul changes, especially as far as spawns go for control.
Do you know if Stage 3 is going to be broadcasted this year?
It is not going to be. I'm gonna ask if we can like have specific people approved to spectate it, but it's not gonna be broadcast.
Yo, please, I will sit here and watch party every game I can, bro. if we get to watch them.
Yeah.
There was too much like really spicy stuff that happened during Stage 3 last year. Like nobody got to watch what was their name at the time? Arsenal get absolutely screwed out of a Stage 4 spot. That was just heartbreaking, but God, I hope we get to see those matches or have an opportunity to.
Yeah. I know there's a lot more good teams this year, so hopefully we can find a way for at least some of it to be broadcasted. Obviously, it'd be tough to broadcast all 256 games, but maybe getting some access
even
for some
just
people.
Player perspectives would be nice, you know?
We'll see what we can do, but we got everybody here. You're in the lobby, right?
Yeah.
All right. And now
I'm in the lobby, but the players aren't. Let's go.
Nobody else in the lobby. All right. Stop sharing my screen. There we go. Okay,
Why do we
guys.
randomly have yellow now instead of blue versus red? Like,
I am curious what the reasoning behind that. I wonder if they just like felt like changing things a little bit, or because blue versus red definitely feels like more of a that's just like the iconic opposing
now it's blue
colors
versus gold, right?
Yeah.
Like, and now it's like gold is like representative of first place, and blue is representative of second place.
True.
Savage.
Could they be playing psychological games? Maybe. Or blue and yellow make green, and that's my favorite color, so maybe I just told them to do that.
Which shade of green?
More like a forest green. Michigan State green, to be exact.
Like a little. Okay.
Yeah.
that it went from like, okay, that can vaguely be like a range of shade of colors, right?
Yeah.
Nope, Michigan State green.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Me being from Michigan makes it very easy to know exactly what you're talking about.
Glad I can convey that so well.
All right, go blue, chat. Go blue.
Ew. Chat, when I say go green, everybody type go white.
What?
Go green.
What made you be a Michigan State fan?
It's where my dad went to college.
And that was enough?
Well, yeah, I grew up watching them for my entire childhood.
Okay, that's fair. That is a fair point. Okay.
All right.
I can get behind that one.
It is chaotic over toward the A side. Is Ingenic? Oh, is Ingenic sniping right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The emulator has never run so good.
It's pretty buttery smooth right now. I'm impressed with the way it's running. Ingenic not running the sniper. One player dropping for each team. Band taken down as well. Washi sniper in hand. Able to push up a little bit, but he's gonna get taken down as well. Ingenic tries to go for the ninja defuse. He gets saved by Envy right there. Pangy drops at a huge play. The teamwork clean as can be, and the Goofy Goobers take round one.
All right, well, maybe a little bit of a misplay from upper echelon there. Maybe just great capitalization out of the Goofy Goobers. Hard to say, only one round into the search and destroy. Ooh, and Genic catches part of a nade through the roof there. He's going to survive, but Pengy's able to find one. Jesus takes down Band. And, this is a whole new year, but I think we can't stress enough that Band was the Stage 5 MVP for the Western Finals, and that's a big name to take down in this matchup. Veteran going to excellently play the head glitch there, does take down Ingenic. Now looking at a 2 versus 4-5 comeback that has to happen. Washi does find the head of Pepe. They are running out of time, and this is not an easy bomb to re-break here.
I don't know how the nade possibly could have hit the window right there. Legacy in position. that's one of the situations where maybe you don't want Renetti. He's going to get taken down pretty easily right there. Also, they've changed the sound of the MW11, and it just sounds better now. So I just prefer the MW11 in every way, shape, or form. But it is going to be upper echelon, bouncing back, and they'll be able to tie things up at 1-1.
I don't know how I feel about like the red bars surrounding the names of the players right now.
Red bars. I don't think I see any red bars.
You don't see little red bars at the end of the names of like upper echelon if you're looking at Goofy Goober's side?
No, I do not see any red bars.
I'm screenshotting this because I don't know if I like this.
Okay. I don't think
it did this last round.
Yes, Ghoul said, go MSU Spartans. Let's go, baby. Okay, well, that was a quick round.
Nice work. Get ready for the next round.
Ghoul Whips, we're going to have a fight later.
Wait, did you send the screenshot? Oh, you probably... Did you DM it to me?
No, I'm going to get it this round because it's doing it again.
Defend the objective. They have the bomb.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any red bars yet, but it is going to be Goofy Goobers. Throwing a little bit of a different look. Pretty heavy defense over at B, so they're ready for the push for upper echelon. Veteran's going to find first blood onto Envy. Legacy is basically at 0 HP. He's going to be able to regen, as is Veteran, and they should be able to lock down this site, barring a miracle quickscope out of Solo. Not really sure how he's still alive right now. He's just trying to do the impossible, and I mean, honestly, at this point, staying alive is the impossible. Nearly had a wall bang right there, but does eventually get taken down. All onto Washi and Ingenic to clutch up right here. Washi not able to spot out and now forced to back up. Gonna be able to hit the reload and now reevaluate as they're still waiting for upper echelon to make the move. Bomb carrier drops. Veterans in a cheeky spot right now, especially with the bomb down where it is. This could be huge. Legacy's gonna drop to Washi. Oh, but the angle out of Veteran right there is gonna leave him in a 1v1. He's got a sniper to contend with, and Washi dead set on playing that angle. Looks like Veteran's actually gonna look to wrap all the way back through wood, but doesn't have a whole lot of time to work with. Gotta factor in timing to go for the plant as well, and he's gotta make a move right now.
Yeah, Washi Veteran 1v1 going on here. We do have the M13 in the hands of Veteran. Washi gonna clean him up. Pops the window and looks down at just the right time to find the free kill. And the Goofy Goobers are going to be leading 3-1 in this instance. I did post in the NA broadcast.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I see it now. It just didn't register in my mind at all. Yeah, that
so
feels
it is
completely
doing
unnecessary.
That for you too.
Yeah.
Because it's red if you look from the other perspective too. Like on the like I feel like it just adds more to the screen that gets kind of cluttery, you know? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
It just doesn't
I want
really
to make sure I
contribute.
wasn't crazy.
Yeah. I got you. Well, Jesus can save
push
you.
From Band here.
Ooh. Taking a look at Band's POV. Does get dropped by Veteran. Jesus can save you 6 kills on the board. We knew he was going to be an X factor, but maybe not quite getting the same help out of the teammates. He and Veteran doing the chunk of the work right now. They've got an opening right here, and the perfect hop up from Jesus could be what they need. Now man advantage as they look to push in the A site.
All right, 1 minute left on the clock. It's 2v3. It is the last round of the offense for the side of upper echelon. They're going to get the plant. You can see Veteran is pushing on up over, I think, probably to get an angle to watch front door of trailer, leaving his teammates to kind of hold their own on that side in the 2v2. Does find shots onto Envy, but ends up getting taken down by Washi. It's funny, I was about to roast somebody for talking about how raw Washi is when he shot somebody in the back, and then he comes through, slides to the corner, and actually hits a shot like that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna let that one ride. And Washi does pick up one, take it down by Legacy though.
Oh man, I know he didn't win the round, but that was a nasty snipe right there. He's got 7 on the board through 5 rounds. It's certainly been a battle of the snipers so far. Jesus picking up 8, Washi picking up 7. And really the rest of the question is, how much can they get out of their teammates? Legacy going to be able to find one onto Band to open things up. And Jesus with another, once again, super weak, but oh my gosh. The snipers are absolutely running it right now. It's Ingenic left in a 1v3 right here. Bomb is in hand, but both bomb sites pretty heavily defended, and it looks like he's going to sit and maybe wait for upper echelon to make a move. I don't anticipate that move would be pushing into top wood. You don't stand to gain a whole lot from that, and right now they're pretty content to defend each of their bomb sites. So it could be a very long 55 seconds, as right now we seem to have ourselves in a stalemate.
Didn't mean to mute there for a second. I accidentally busted open my cut from this morning, so that was fun to deal with for a second there. But we're back. We got it wrapped up again. And right now, Ingenic in a 1 versus 3, not looking like a easily clutchable situation. Sure enough, gets taken down by Jesus, who has been absolutely on fire. And another player I really want to give some credit to from this season is Legacy. Last year, we saw him coach or manage one team. We saw him fill in here and there for 11T, but he has been a starting lineup player for this upper echelon team for quite a hot minute lately. So he's been putting in some big work over the season. Definitely a player that has helped get them to where they're at. But dude, Pengi, Pepe, and Veteran just roll through the entire lineup of Goofy Goobers in literally like a 5-second span right there. That was a incredibly aggressive push coming out of the side of upper echelon, and it wins them a quick round to take the lead 4-3.
It's not very often that you see a defensive push like that into the offensive side that actually pays off. But I think because it was so unusual, it caught Goofy Goobers off guard, and it paid off big time. So right now, Pengi trying to gets a big kill onto Band right there. That's the equalizer. 3v3. Solo right on the inside of trailer. See if he has the read. Pengi gonna go ahead and pre-fire. That'll allow him to get away, and he baits the shot. Oh no, that was a different shot that Jesus just hit right there. He's now got 11 through 7 rounds so far. 11-3 right now. This is not the Jesus that we saw in the first games of their quarterfinal matchup, but he has definitely bounced back in a big way. Snipers, once again, continuing to run the map. Is Legacy going to be able to find another? And it is all down to Ingenic once again. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I was about to say the 1v3 is not looking really doable right here. He does pick up 1 on Pengi, but Legacy hopping down is going to pick up that kill. We're looking at a 5-3. I think we're still playing to 6 here in Mobile Mayhem. Sure enough, we are. So this is actually map point for the side of upper echelon. And they could come through and actually tie things up 1-1 here and guarantee us at least a game 4, which again, I got to cast these guys over the weekend, and you know, I was really praying on that game 5. We didn't get it, and maybe this is the opportunity. Oh, poor Pengi climbs up literally as soon as Band hops the corner there to look at the angle, and he gets taken down. So the 1-for-1 trade solo for Pengi does come through. And I got to say, that's a good trade for the side of the Goofy Goobers right now. Solo has not been having a good game. He's sitting on one of the lower search performances that we've seen out of him at 3-8. Meanwhile, Pengi's been frying. He's got 7 on board. So a 3 for 7, that's a huge trade in favor of Goofy Goobers. I actually don't know how Band's shots there did not connect on Legacy. That looked like it should have been another kill. But both shots actually looked like they should have been a kill. Sure enough, he's going to get one onto Pepe anyway. So kill number 4 for him. It was a slow start, but if he can find a groove here, he could help the team. What do you call it here, Bobby? The flow state? He's feeling it right now. 3 out of 5 so far for him. Could be potentially ace territory if he's able to find Jesus and Legacy as well.
Jesus is going to take out the trophy systems. That doesn't cook the nade there. So more than likely that, I don't know how that connected for a hit marker. I'm pretty sure that was on the complete opposite side of the bomb, but not going to play out for anything anyways. The push doesn't come through. Envy still waiting and doesn't really have any reason to move right now. Teammates backing him up right here. Legacy peeking on through, but it's Envy there for the trade, and he's going to be able to spot out Jesus. An easy two-piece to close out the round. And Goofy Goober staying in this thing and keeping their hopes alive of securing the sweep here in the third place matchup. They got to take 2 in a row, but starting to pick up a little bit of steam as maybe they're gaining a little bit of confidence, especially with Ban starting to hit some more of those sniper shots. That can be a huge game changer.
Jesus does open up with one on to solo there, and again, that's maybe not the biggest pick, at least that you could have found for the Goofy Goobers today. Ban does miss a key shot there, and oh, Legacy gets his revenge. Nice little jump shot to take him down. That's a 2-kill opener for the side of Upper Echelon, who might be looking to close things out here. We could not afford a mistake on the side of the Goofy Goobers here, and they're already down to 3. Going to make this push even more difficult to deal with. What I will say is the kills came through B site, and you can see a large majority of Upper Echelon have made rotations over there, and we actually do have a open B plant. A couple shots do get fired off by MB. Surely Pengi and Pepe hear these shots A and might be looking to potentially get that call out, make that rotation. You can see Pepe is starting to push on up. That grenade definitely gives away some positioning here, and Jenik going to get taken down. Pepe looks for the reach out onto MV2. This is a big ego here, and he's going to find it. Finds 2 more, and now Washi is left alone in a 1 versus 5. This one is over, Bobby. This is going to be the 6-4 victory coming through for the side of Upper Echelon, tying things up 1-1 in the series, guaranteeing us that game 4 and showing us that they still have some life on the line. One thing I will say, and this is something I definitely want to try to get into for game 3 here, is those listen-ins, because we did listen-ins over the weekend, and honestly, Upper Echelon, they started off the hard point. They were arguing, they were bickering, they did not sound like a team that was here to play for the win, and their attitude totally changed going into the domination. So I definitely want to hear those listen-ins and see how they're trying to bring that energy forward. A lot of times in best of 3s, we can see teams that maybe struggled in the hard point ride that momentum and that energy from the search and destroy and have a good dom performance. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, we talked earlier about how they are very much a momentum-based team. So this could be a turning point for them. You can see in the search and destroy, no real subpar performances for the most part. Veterans been their most consistent players, especially over the last few games, and he actually had the fewest kills. So Jesus coming through with 12, good sign for them, especially if they do end up going back to the search and destroy in a game 5. But we are going to be moving on to the domination. Once again, it is going to be domination on Summit, so very, very fast paced. This is one where we haven't really seen the MAC-10 out so far today, but I would anticipate that we probably are going to see it a little bit, just with how tight and packed in this Summit map is. Obviously,
how substantial are the nerfs?
I don't know the actual numbers for the MAC-10, and I didn't use it today on stream just because I was so tired of the MAC-10 that I didn't feel like using it. But
so there are a lot of close quarters fights on Summit, but there is also a large range of viability where a CBR, I think, is just a better weapon for Summit, because there are also some pretty substantially long angles for MAC-10 range, right?
Yeah.
So as much CBR as we've actually seen today, I fully expect the CBR to be something that we see more in the hands. Maybe we see a player grab a MAC-10 here or there. I would even say for like those really close range gunfights, if the MAC-10 got nerfed to any reasonable degree, the Fennec might actually be the new king of the close range. So I'll have to look at some of the numbers later, but yeah, I mean, I'm hoping we see Upper Echelon come through with a solid respawn here going into this dom. Maybe we get some, close down to the wire countdown at the end. But obviously I'm not going to cheer for one team over the other, right? That does
Yep.
look like we are ready to get into this match.
Yep, we are 100% good to go. I'm curious. I'm like kind of tempted. I wish. So you know how there's like inside of game loop there, or inside the spectator client, there's like one button to hide everything. I wish you could like
so
pick and choose which ones that you were gonna hide, because
I
want
also wish the hide button is the one button that stayed visible when you hit hide. Because
yes,
if you hit
that
hide,
would be convenient.
it's gone. So it's a little bit rough, but we're getting into the action, guys, and right now it is a fiery start as teams try to get into this B hill, try to get some progress on it. You can see upper echelon. They're going to be first with their feet on the hill, and I do got to say they have a bit of an advantage for the first half here, just having that high ground control early, but it is eventually... Oh, we switched sides, actually. Oh, it's Goofy Goobers that had the seaside advantage. I didn't even see that we switched sides.
Well, you said one gun we might see come out is the Fennec, and we are actually seeing a lot of it right now, on top of the fact that Solo is pulling out the R9 again. So not a weapon that we see super consistently, especially since Tatio hasn't been playing for Zygnus. He's one of the other players that has brought that out in the past, but Solo finds a clean two-piece right there. His teammate Envy going to be able to find two with the Fennec in hand, and right now they're on a big spree that has locked them down some control over on that B side. They are losing A right now, but should be able to lock down C as well. So as long as they can get over and to defend here on B, they should be good to go. Actually did not manage to lock in that C control, and they're losing a decent amount of progress here on B as well. It's going to be on the aggressive players to try to push in and protect that B flag. And Genic is rocking the MAC-10 and going to be able to, at the very least, get the assist right there, as Goofy Goobers kind of scrambling for some map control.
Yeah, they absolutely are. We're looking at a 5-point game, actually, between these two teams, and we did see the push coming through from the Goofy Goobers. They are going to get themselves the B progress cleared down a little bit, but still over half of it available for the side of upper echelon, and you can see them starting to move on in. I'm definitely glad to see maybe a little bit of the return of the Fennec for those really close range. I got really tired of seeing 10 MAC-10s in play, so that is certainly a exciting factor here. We do get the B flip back in favor of upper echelon. I think right now is a great time, Bobby, to jump into it, listen, and hear how that energy is for them, because like you said earlier, they're momentum based, and if they get down on themselves, they might be counting themselves out early.
All right, they locked down the triple cap. Let's see what the comms sound like.
I'm 10 points off. I'm 10 points off.
Con right now. Con.
I got lightning.
Oh, where the fuck are they? 2B.
Pepe, two. One more.
Got him. Good shit, Legacy. Come on, bro.
Clean. I got lightning.
I'm pushing. Come on, bro. Let's go together, bro. Fuck it. Let's go together.
Go for this.
Connected, Pingy.
Con there.
Top control one. Top control Envy. Solo
We got
top.
the cap. It doesn't matter. We got cap. I know. Pretty this shit.
What's
Control. Nice. Good shit.
Go control. We need top.
Yep.
I'm getting top.
One B.
Throw that top. I got top control. Don't overextend. Just control.
Nice.
Don't overextend.
Con there.
We fucking got it.
Yes, we do, bro. Come on, focus up.
Watch my body.
I'm watching Con.
Miss him.
Miss him.
Con right now. Top. Nice.
All time, bro. I'm gonna fucking flick these hitters.
Watch out, B.
Nice.
Dude, nice.
It's over here. Good shit.
Hey, clean it. There's spawning C.
Get in.
Back. Get captures. I'm smoking her back.
No.
Stay. Connected, dude.
Get in.
I can run for C. Hold on.
Well, the comms may be a little bit chaotic, but the energy is definitely there, and the vibes seem to be pretty high for upper echelon right now, as they absolutely look to be the stronger team in the first half of that game of domination. 100-64 as we head into the half, and really everybody on the team playing very, very solidly in that first half.
those were comms of a team that came to play to win today. So I definitely am digging the energy coming through from there. They've got a 100 to 64 point lead. I mean, that's pretty sizable for how even some of the other games had been, right? I mean, we went to a 6-4 search and destroy. They got 250 to 193 in the initial hard point. So for them to come through and carry that energy is looking really, really solid right now. You've got 12 kills on board for Pengi. Probably a kill he should have got there, but it did drop. Right now, top frag is going to be Pepe with 17 on board. You've also got 14 for Jesus. Look over at the opposition. We do have Solo having a better performance. He's got 15 and 15 on board, and Envy with 15 and 13. But in Genic, like I said, he can be a little bit hit or miss. Sometimes he comes through and he top frags, and other times he comes through and struggles behind. And unfortunately for Goofy Goobers, right now this has certainly been one of those struggle games for him. He's sitting on a 5 and 13 right now. We've got everybody in double digits for the side of upper echelon, and we have multiple players approaching 20.
Yeah, they're looking super solid. Actually had the double cap locked down, and they're getting a big chunk of that B progress as well. It is going to get cleared by Goofy Goobers, at least the players that are on it, but not a whole lot of reinforcements to be able to get any progress themselves. It's 3 in the feed for upper echelon. That could be enough for them to be able to lock down the rest of that B control, and that's what it's going to be. 2 in the feed for the Goofy Goobers, who are now going to look to push over toward that C side, but the push not really going to pay off. And
triple cap does come through.
And I take it back. It is going to pay off at least for a second. It allows them to get the map control and get the B control. Solo's going to be able to find 2 there as well, and we're definitely not quite into triple cap territory yet, unless it does become more of a time factor. Right now, things looking survivable for the Goofy Goobers, but they've got to keep this on lock for a hot minute.
I kind of went from roasting Genic not long ago to he just went on a hell of a spree. He got the B cap for the team. He got a Pred missile for the team as well, and that could certainly be a big factor. I'm not in love with the timing on calling it in here. He does pick up 1, but it was somebody in spawn anyway. And honestly, if you look where Pengi respawned, I mean, it's basically where he died. So it didn't delay him but a couple seconds. Does look like the triple cap is once again going to come through for the side of the Goofy Goobers. The A flip is slowly but surely coming through. But we're only 30 points between these teams right now. Time is absolutely not an issue for the Goofy Goobers. But if you're upper echelon, you certainly got to be thinking, we need to get this B back now. Because even 30 seconds of a B cap for upper echelon right now might put the Goofy Goobers in a point where time is a factor and triple cap starts to look like not enough.
All right, well, this is a big opportunity for the Goofy Goobers, and definitely do or die time for them. Washy's gonna drop the Annihilator, but teammates able to get the flag cleared for a second. Envy and Van, the 2 stage 5 teammates, push through, but Pepe knocks them right off, and if upper echelon can hold on to this for a couple more seconds, they should have the game in the bag, barring a triple cap. Right now, time definitely going to be a factor if upper echelon, or rather if Goofy Goobers don't make a move pretty quickly here. And Genic hops through, 3 in the feed for them. They've got an opportunity for the double, but they got to do more, and they're going to get wiped off of B. More than likely, that's going to seal the deal for game 3.
It's certainly looking like it right now, Bobby. Even a triple cap right now, you'd be cutting it real close with 33 points to recuperate. Double cap does come back through, but we're actually triple cap territory regardless of time right now. So that is certainly a huge factor. So we got to see the Goofy Goobers step up if they want to get the win here. They've come through with a couple triple caps already, but I mean, it needs to happen now, and it needs to happen for the rest of the game for it to even be close. So I'm confident enough with the way the map positioning looks right now to say that the triple cap here is maybe a little bit late, especially with the C immediately going back over to the side of upper echelon. So upper echelon, they're going to be up 2-1 in the series. Again, we're guaranteed that game 4. But Goofy Goobers, guys, you guys kind of dominated that last part of the hard point. Where did that fire go?
Yeah, they definitely have not looked like the same team, and maybe some of that can be attributed to the fact that, like we said, Upper Echelon is very much a momentum-based team. So they take the Search and Destroy, bring that through with them into the Domination, and very well could bring it through into the Hardpoint as well and end this in 4. I don't anticipate that's the result that we see. More than likely, if I had to guess, Goofy Goobers probably bounce back and end up giving us a game 5, especially how strong they did look in their first Hardpoint matchup. But who knows? With the momentum Upper Echelon's got, anything's possible.
Yeah, and we keep talking about that momentum for Upper Echelon, and it is looking solid right now. Even when it got sketchy for a little bit during that Domination, it certainly did bounce back into their favor pretty quickly. They stayed calm, at least as far as, looking at their gun skill, looking at their rotations, looking at the teamwork and coordinated effort that they had. They got triple capped, they capitalized. They got the flip quick, and they put pressure on B while the enemy team was, getting their respawns off, trying to get regrouped, and it was enough for them to close the game out 184 to 167. Top frag for the lobby did end up being Pepe with 30. Envy and Solo were right there as well with 29. So again, Solo had a rough search, but came through big in the Dom. It just wasn't big enough, unfortunately. And Ingenic, again, consistency has been one of the biggest factors. I gave him a shout out last season, as he was at the time one of the players that I had, looked at their original performances to the up to date, at least at the time, and said that I think he had some of the biggest individual player growth out of anybody, last season. So I certainly think he's got room to grow still, and I think the largest part of that is going to be he just needs to come through and be a little bit more consistent, and he can start to be a player that you see in MVP running.
Yeah, no question, he's got the talent. A lot of it probably just comes down to practice, and I think as some of these teams start to get a little bit more solidified, heading towards stage 3, stage 4, players get locked into teams, I think more than likely we'll see the practice get a little more consistent, and more than likely the team chemistry building as well. Not that either of these two teams have had much of an issue with it, but Ingenic, a little bit of last minute substitution, like you mentioned, with Blur deciding to change his HUD the week of their 3rd place matchup. But to each their own, we're getting ready to hop into game 4. It is going to be raid Hardpoint, so just waiting for our players to ready up, and we should be good to go. Going into this, I think Ingenic's probably the X factor whenever it comes down to Goofy Goobers. I think he and Washi are both players that can, especially in the respawns, maybe be a little bit all over the place whenever it comes to consistency. So if they can get a solid performance out of those two, I think they definitely stand a chance at pushing this to a game 5. If Upper Echelon wants to close it out, I think Legacy's the guy they got to look to. He's the other player on the other side of things that's been a little bit up and down. We saw him performing really, really well in the quarterfinals, in the semifinals, and maybe lacking a little bit in some of those performances today. Would love to see him come out guns blazing, but we got everybody ready to go, so we should be good to hop in to game number 4.
Yeah, and we do, guys, after this series, have a couple awards to go through, just so everybody knows. We do have our Rookie of the Season, our Sniper of the Season, and our MVP of the season for $25, $25, and $50 respectively. So make sure you guys hang out in between the games for that. But we are getting into our next hardpoint. It's going to be here on Raid. This is a staple map mode and combination that all these players should be completely familiar with. So we should really get the best gameplay out of both these teams here. It is do or die for the side of the Goofy Goobers, as it is match point for the side of Upper Echelon. A couple trickle points early come through for Upper Echelon. This can be a very difficult hard point to break, but it does look like Goofy Goobers, at least for now, have been able to do it. Pengy does come through with a 2-piece for the team, but it's still 2 Goofy Goobers on the hill. They're able to pick him off. Legacy's up in the window. Oh, I thought he was gonna get taken down by Envy there, but big kill for Legacy coming through there, and I'm interested to see who starts playing for that P2 rotation. It looks like Envy right now. Ooh, he finds a couple hit markers on Pengi.
Hardpoint contested.
Is going to pick up that kill and is now looking to rotate back and try to anchor for his team. Fortunately for him, he's going to run into a lot of people at this corner. Ends up getting taken down and gets spawned at Garage. Rough spawn for Envy there, and Ban for that matter.
I am being told in Trovo chat that it's Blur's internet, not his HUD, that is the issue.
He said in chat that he changed his HUD, and he's a 3-letter word that starts with A right now.
Okay, well.
He literally said in chat that's why he wasn't playing.
Well, nice try, Blur. We don't believe you, and you have been exposed. So, better luck next time, buddy. Right now, it's a battle on the backside of the hard point between Jesus and Solo. It's both teams trying to lock down spawns here, and a little bit of poke damage from both teams. Nobody getting the kill so far. Veteran finally drops. Solo's going to be able to find the kill, but can't find the hard point control. Right now, teammates spawning up over that way, so they're going to be able to lock down the scrap time, but the play to be made is over on next, and it's Veteran up against Pepe, or rather, Ingenic up against Pepe. Ingenic gets the better of him right there, and that's going to be a huge early rotation, as this can typically be one of those big money hills. Jesus pushes across, trying to find two, but Envy drops him right there, and that is full control here on the money hill, or at least close to it, for Goofy Goobers as they finally shut down Legacy.
All right, well, 2 points separate these teams right now. Jesus slides across. Envy finds the hit markers, ends up getting the kill. Ooh, does get pushed by Veteran and Pengi at the same time. However, that's going to be a big break coming through for the side of Upper Echelon. We're starting to slowly, but at least a little bit, extend that lead. Legacy picks up kill number 9. I will say he's got a big operator for some of the coming hills to be able to use. I wouldn't burn it on the last 15 seconds of Garage, and it does look like he has opted not to. And you can see players from both teams are starting to make rotations over. Oh, Envy absolutely beams Jesus out of money. Jesus' head popped out, and I thought he got sniped. He died so fast. Oh my goodness.
Well, Pepe's playing for some streaks right now. He's going to be able to pull out the Pred, and that'll knock one off the hill. Right now, teammates pushing for that map control, and if he can get a lightning strike, this is a huge hard point where that can get some huge value. He's on a 5 spree right now. And right now, Ban's on the inside of Money Room. He's actually going to get shut down by Veteran before Pepe can get in place to get a kill. He's going to be able to find the 2-piece right there, so at the very least, a lightning strike and potentially a cluster as well. Tag 5 called in and going to be able to get the kill there. That's going to be a huge one. Now both a lightning and a cluster for him to work with. And I think he's going to go ahead and call in at least one right here as his team looks to push on into basketball court right now. His team is going to be able to take that control and actually didn't have to use either of the score streaks to do it. So that's going to be huge for them as they retake the lead.
I'm definitely going to have to work on getting a hotkey for the score streaks interface. This is clean. This is something that we have certainly needed in the spectator client. It may be pretty minor, but being able to pop up and show everybody's score streaks instead of having to click on 10 players to figure out who's got what or who's close to what is an absolute godsend for being a caster, right? Yes. Not to mention it also gives operator availability in charge as well. So that is absolutely huge. That is going to make our job so much easier, Bobby, in all honesty. Now it's, instead of hitting every single player on both sides to see if anybody's got streaks coming into a hard point, you've got that one button, and that gives us the information. So huge shout out to COD Mobile for that. Constantly not only updating the game to kind of spice up the actual gameplay itself, but also making it a much more pleasant viewing experience too, in my opinion.
Yep, definitely. Once again, lots of quality of life improvements, and that's what you love to see. Keeps things from getting stale, and These two teams definitely not letting anything get stale right now, as it has been a very back and forth affair. Ban gets dropped right there as we get ready to rotate back to P1. Veteran sitting on 21 kills right now, leading the way for both squads. Make it 22 as he finally drops. And it is because of that Upper Echelon going to be on the hard point and looking to continue to build this lead. They would love to take 3 straight games right here and be able to close this out in 4 without even having to go back to a search and destroy. Not that they look bad in the search and destroy by any means, but they've just looked that good here in the respawns and definitely capable of closing this out quickly. They're not going to be able to lock down any of the rest of this hard point time here on P1, but they do have spawns ready to go in the early rotations for P2.
Well, we did a listen in earlier, Bobby, with Upper Echelon. We didn't get to do one with the Goofy Goobers, so I think right now is a great opportunity. They're only a couple points behind. Let's go hear that energy and see how they're trying to make this comeback happen.
All right.
He's 2 on hill, 2 on hill, 2 on hill.
Oh, fuck.
There's
Hit
two on the
that shit on top.
Front of the hill, front kitchen.
One ring. Veterans, ring. Push in the middle.
Money, two right, both of them. Oh, there, one more. Only one on hill, still
I
on the
got
right
your
side.
rocks. I have your rocks. No one
They're
rocks.
trying to call in tack. Their next push is gonna have tack.
They're
Behind you.
Three.
No, there's 2 in point.
That's 3. One more point. One more.
Nice.
One more back, behind. Whoever missed that, you're a fucking bitch for not calling.
Oh, he's on hill half. Two of them. Nice. Good win.
One more. I need a.
One more CT.
Good.
Careful CT.
Yo, one on new. I got pop.
Dead.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
2 laundry. There one going ring. Go no.
By red.
Go wash it. Go.
AC. Dead.
Three driveway. Two more.
I'm 57 on tag.
Two more driveway.
Deep
driveway already. Like.
One AC.
Red Lambo on you, Washi.
Middle dead. AC soon.
Old. Pengy's still out.
Get on the blue heady. I'll play the gray headed.
Pengy's P5, man. Pengy's P5.
Hostiles have the hard point.
Dead.
Nice. No. Pengy's still alive. Man.
AC in.
AC low. Push him, please.
There's NATO.
Bottom red. Driveway.
Yes, Sparrow. And Jetic, you're by yourself.
And hill dead.
I got trophy for us.
That's AC. One more.
Dead.
Middle, careful middle. We flip.
Jam.
Help Jim.
Two of them. Nice. One more, Washi. One more. He's in the corner.
He died.
They're modern. One more, two modern.
By red, careful.
Well, we watched Ingenic go on a massive spree, especially on this being one of the biggest money hills in the game, and that is a huge turnaround for the Goofy Goobers, who are now in position to be able to close this out, especially when you got those 3 score streaks ready to go for an extremely open hard point like P4 coming up right here. It's going to be big.
I do want to specifically call... that pred was huge from Ingenic. Took both of them out of workout room. One of the calls that we heard in there has been a very important thing for other games that have had, special abilities. I think one of the biggest ones to make note of would be like your Overwatch, right? And it's something that we actually talked to Shift about on one of our Spawn episodes when we had him on, that one of the key things for operators and being competitive as a team is going to be keeping track of those enemy operators and when they're coming up. And Envy made an absolutely huge call out that they're going to have tack for the next fight. I went to check. Sure enough, it was like 50 points away for the tack to come through for Pepe. So big call out from Envy there. You could hear him calling out when he was going to have his tack. I think that's something that a lot of teams are really missing out on, is someone who's going to come through, and even if it's only one of those kind of decisive operators, you have got to be keeping track of your TAC 5s. You have got to be keeping track of Gravity Vortex and Sparrows, things that are great at clearing out hills or tight corridors. So big shout out to the Goofy Goobers there as they're making the comeback happen. They've only got 19 points to go to potentially give us that game 5 here, Bobby. You can see Pengy rotating in behind, is going to pick up one on Washi, finds number 2, taking down Band as well. Pulls his death machine, but gets dropped. Oh, it wasn't fully out. It didn't get full reset.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Obviously, those score streaks playing huge dividends for Ingenic. He's sitting on 35 right now. Like you talked about, this is a crazy talented player. So much of it just coming down to consistency. And what do you know? He's going to be able to find 2 more there with the Death Machine as his team only 8 points away from closing this one out. We've seen some crazy comebacks on this map, but I don't know if it's going to be in the cards as upper echelon so close to closing things out, but a big money hold out of the Goofy Goobers going to be enough to get them the win, and it's going to be enough to get us a game 5.
That was a must-have for our third place match here today. Ingenic, like I said, he was one of the biggest players last season that really showed off his individual skill performance and how much it has improved. Consistency has certainly been a factor, but I think this game alone certainly shows that he can compete with the big dogs, right? As you mentioned, he went on a huge streak on Garage that gave him a ton of score streak usage for that P4 hill moving over to the basketball court. And again, absolutely weaseled a Predator missile into the doorway of the workout room and was able to pick up a double kill. Like, they thought they were safe in there, and they just got dumpstered off the hill. And, that P3 reset was honestly the point where the tide really turned for the Goofy Goobers. And while we did see, another couple points come through for upper echelon, it was largely stale for them after that hill. So momentum-based team, can they take that loss, the comeback from the Goofy Goobers, and carry it through to have another good search performance moving into our game 5 here?
Yeah, I think that's really going to be the question because I don't know. I feel like we just don't see, we haven't seen throughout the season a whole lot of wins for upper echelon coming off of a game loss. So that is obviously going to be something that has to change if they want to be a competitive stage 4, stage 5 team. I think they're capable of doing it. It's just really it's a constant mental reevaluation of being aware of where your head's at going into a game and not getting in your own way as you do get ready to hop into these. So we'll see what they can do right here. Standoff, not as much of a sniper dominant map, so I don't anticipate Jesus has quite as big of an impact. Now, that being said, he very well could, but most of the time on tighter maps like Standoff, you got to depend a lot more on your ARs and SMGs to maybe push out, get a little aggressive, and make some off-angle plays. We'll see if they can do that here as we get ready to hop into Game 5 for our third place matchup.
All right, well, certainly got to give credit to not only Ingenic, but Washi as well. Did come through with over 2 minutes of hill time. Pepe was the OBJ player, or at least the biggest OBJ player for the side of upper echelon there. And the top frag came through with 137 and 38 kills as well. So top frag was 38 kills in that lobby, and it was split 4 ways between Band, Ingenic, Washi, and Pepe. So a little bit more fragging power came through on the side of Goofy Goobers that game. As a matter of fact, +2, 3, 6, only 4 kills separated that game. Very, very minor, but again, it was largely the comeback from Ingenic, who was doing okay in the mid game, but really, really spiked in the late game for the team. So I've got high hopes for this next matchup. Obviously, the sniper talent plays a big talent, or a big role. We don't have Blur, who's typically one of the starting sniping lineup for the side of the Goofy Goobers, but we still have Washi. That's absolutely huge. And then we have Jesus Can Save You on the opposition. And obviously, Jesus, he put up 12 in the last Search and Destroy. So I'm certainly expecting him to come through. And, Jesus is a really solid IGL. We saw how much improvement ARP last year had when they picked up Jesus after he left or got removed from the NYSL lineup. And listen, that is one of the biggest things that it comes down to for teams, right? Team chemistry can be valued way more than the actual individual skill level of a player, right? And largely, this is like the ARP roster from last year with a couple minor changes, right? You throw in Legacy, you throw in Veteran, and I think they also have Snipes. So I certainly expect this team to go far because, again, these guys came in second place in Stage 5 last year and took first place in Stage 4.
Yeah, they I mean, we know they got a lot of talent. It really all comes down to how they're able to work things with the substitutions, and right now it doesn't feel like the players that they picked up have been holding them back. I think it's just getting them up to speed with what they're used to, and like you said, building that team chemistry, because that is such a big factor. But we are ready to go here in the search and destroy. And
there's no shot Pengi is not here, right?
Hey, you would hope not. There haven't been any kills, so I think technically they could leave, but given how far they're in, oh, okay. I'm seeing Pengi moving. Oh my gosh, Solo is using an RPD right now. RPD did get a buff, but even with that buff, I don't see it really keeping up with any of the other guns in play right now. So definitely going to be an interesting one. Maybe, if nothing else, just to get information. But right now, with Pengi lagging a little bit or whatever it is, ARP a little bit slower on the push and hasn't allowed Goofy Goobers to get any information. But gonna be interested to see how Solo works this here. Is his teammate Band gonna be able to get first blood?
All right, I got my new keybind set up for both the hide buttons, so I don't have to ever look to try to find it. We've also got our score streaks to be able to pop up, so I'm excited for these changes. This is definitely a big one for especially with stage, potentially 4, maybe a Masters event, maybe some other big events coming up that I think will certainly just make things a little bit more clear for the viewers. That I hope they implement, and it's not too confusing for the for the people spectating. But certainly a couple big kills come through early on. Pengi able to get a wallbang onto Envy there, taking him down. Now pushing up onto Solo, does get picked off. Legacy's able to finish up the kill. And gets the refrag. We're now looking at a 1 versus 1, and Jesus, absolutely no fear in the world. Straight pushing with the sniper, looking for the kill. Couldn't quite find it, and that's going to be Goofy Goobers coming through with the round 1 victory. Great execution out of Band there to just play time. I think he had confirmation on bomb down. There was only 10 seconds left. All he had to do was survive.
Yep. And that's sometimes all you got to do to get the round. So Goofy Goobers off to a lead right here. They get first blood once again. Washi finds another onto Jesus. Whoa, the 2-piece. They get to see the first one, but the second onto Veteran was clean and nearly had the shot onto Pepe right there. He's last alive, gets the information to his teammate, and Band cleans it up. Goofy Goobers have come out guns blazing in this one, and interestingly enough, Solo actually got a kill. I don't know if he is still rocking the RPD orbit, but Veteran, who's been one of the more consistent players for upper echelon, yet to get a kill right here. So we'll see if he can maybe pick up the momentum a little bit. Solo continues to spray through, gets the information, and at the very least gets an assist for his teammate, but a couple drop right there, and now it's going to be man advantage for upper echelon.
I certainly by no means think that the RPD is like a horrible gun. I would say it's definitely not meta, but the way Solo was playing it, it didn't seem like the right like he pushed with that submachine gun mentality, right? Like that OG Fennec or CBR or MAC-10 kind of version of Solo, right? Like full aggression. That's more of a hang back and try to hold a long angle kind of weapon, right? So I believe maybe there's some viability in the RPD, but I certainly don't think it's I certainly don't think that's the right way to go about it. Hit marker from Jesus. He's going to pick it off. And Washi has to go for the defuse here. And Jesus plays the angle under the tank absolutely perfect. And like we said, he was a big factor in the search and destroy on firing range. And, you know, he clutched that round up for the team in a big, big way to get them on the board. And, you know, you really cannot put a value in how strong Jesus has been as a search and destroy sniper.
Yeah, that's an angle that I've seen played before, but it was actually played from further back. Really, really nice spot, especially if your teammates are able to get the bomb down in the right spot. And he just did exactly what he needed to right there. Closes out the round for upper echelon, and definitely felt kind of like a do or die round as he picks up another kill right there. They found themselves down 2-0, not going to be able to get the shot on the sliding player going through, but Legacy going to be able to find one before getting traded out, and now it's all down to Envy. 3 players remain for upper echelon right here as Envy looking to, at the very least, do some damage. We'll see what info he can get. M13 in hand and spots out Jesus, so that should be a free kill right there. Bomb does go down, but they should know pretty much exactly where he is, and Pepe can be able to get that. Another thing to keep in mind in the recent update is bullets are now visible. So if you're taking shots, even if you have a silencer, more than likely you're going to be giving away some information. Another thing these players are going to have to keep in mind in these scenarios, but now what was a 1v3 is down to a 1v1. Envy versus Pangy. It looks like Pangy's gonna make the slow play over by Haybale, and if he gets the timing right, gonna wait for the defuse. Couldn't have played it any better. He cleans things up, and now upper echelon's tied up at 2-2.
Is this the update where we got rid of bullet spread accuracy as well, or is that not out yet?
They didn't completely get rid of it, but they buffed bullet spread accuracy on like 30 different guns, so for all intents and purposes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I certainly noticed it on specifically a couple of these CBR kills at a longer range, because that was one thing that the CBR was better than the MAC-10 at, but still obviously struggled a bit more than something like the Kilo. The CBR fries at a range right now, dude.
Yeah,
and at close range.
it's pretty nasty everywhere, so I would anticipate probably in stage 3.
This feels like Bison meta all over again.
Yeah.
Because the Bison, when the Bison came out, I mean, that was a all-range gun, right?
Yeah. And that's another thing they have in common. Like the CBR has a 50 base mag, which is bigger than the base mag of, honestly, like half the LMGs in the game, which is kind of ridiculous when you think about it, but right now, it's all down to Legacy. He's in a 1v2. Bomb is down over on the A site. And he's got a lot of time to work with. Still got a minute, so he can play things a little bit cheeky. Picks up a CBR as well. Nobody on the inside of Cubby here, and now might be able to hit the snipe. He does it onto Envy. That should make the bomb retrievable unless Ban gets into position right here. He gets the information there as well, and now going to make the play for the snipe, but Ban's got a sniper of his own. And that's going to be a big round for Goofy Goobers as they retake the lead.
A big play out of Band there to come through. Legacy's crosshair placement when re-peeking boxes was absolutely crystal. And, you know, fortunately, Band was there to come through and clean things up, because Goofy Goobers, again, this has been do or die for them. They fought all season. They've been more consistent. Legacy hits too many frag grenades.
he timed that so well. Like, most of the time, you'll see players... oh my gosh, and what a snipe there as well. Washi's around the corner. Neither player going to be able to get the kill. But most of the time, you just see players chuck their nades over top of the A site, hope that it lands over on boxes. He times it so well, knows exactly when they're going to push into the A site.
Perfect cook, too. It hit the ground, and I thought it was a contact grenade, but it wasn't.
Huge kill. He's got 8 now. And can't say that the snipers aren't going to have too much impact on this map. Obviously, his nades coming into play here as well, going for another cook to see if he can get something. Not going to be able to get the kill, but Pepe is, and now 3 players down. Oh, it's actually Pepe getting taken out right there. 2-man advantage for the Goofy Goobers as they get the bomb down quickly over on the A site.
Do you know if the BSA for the PPSH was changed at all?
I don't think that it was. I could go back and check, but it was primarily ARs and LMGs.
I did notice that's one of the biggest things that I don't like about the PPSH is it's great at the close range. It has a giant magazine, so it's great for taking follow-up gunfights, but anything past like close medium range is the bullet spread is all over the place. Recoil you can handle, but it just gets a little iffy. So I was hoping maybe we see PPSH come into a little bit more viability. And you know, I say viability, but we watched Jez literally run that thing for like a whole season and top frag every single game. So I don't know, man. It's hard to place on that gun. Oh, Pepe saw Washi's head. Misses the shot. R9 from behind gets taken down. Pengy. Dude, you've got to secure that kill faster, Pengy. That is rough. They lost out on Pepe for that one.
Legacy finds himself in a rough spot. That's going to move us to a 2v2. Somehow both Washi and Veteran stay alive, but Pengy's got information on the backside of Tank. This should be an easy kill for him if he plays it right, and that's going to be it. Envy drops Washi in a bad spot, and that's the easiest defuse that you're going to get. Upper echelon going blow for blow right now. Up against the Goofy Goobers. They tie things up at 4-4, and man, oh man, it looks like we could very well be going down to around 11.
Well, certainly looking like it right now. I'm definitely interested as well. We talked a little bit about the search and destroy changes earlier. So, oh, look at this push coming out of the Goofy Goobers right now. 5-man send to back alley, and Genix able to pick up one on Pepe. And now they've all kind of fallen back. Oh, Washi, what? Peeks the angle at just the right time to find Veteran. That's 2 early picks for the side of the Goofy Goobers. That's certainly going to give them plenty of opportunity to get this B bomb plant. And this is not a push we see very often, right? B is like almost taboo for standoff. Pengy is able to get a big refrag, takes down Band, who's actually been hitting some crazy shots this game. He's got 8 on board. And Legacy right now top fragging, 10 on board for him. So certainly got to believe that they could clutch this one up still. Now looking at a 3 versus 4. Washi gonna find a big snipe on Legacy dropping out of the window. Envy finds Jesus at the same time. And, well, that's Pengy walking right into an R9. We knew pretty convincingly off that first play where 2 picks came through incredibly fast for the Goofy Goobers. It was probably looking their way. And they continue to close it out big time. And now this is series point, guys. This is for all the marbles. Upper echelon have to have their round here. And it's another big B-side send through back alley. R9 in hand of Solo's going to find one to open things up. And upper echelon just had absolutely no answer for this push.
I'm a little surprised we didn't see any attempt at a counter, especially given how much success we saw for Goofy Goobers. They do find 2 right there. That equals things up 3 players apiece, but really no extra defense over on the B site. Jesus goes big, but he's immediately traded out. Band not in position to find Pepe right there, and now he's in a 2v2. He gets taken down. He got too aggressive right there. Gives up his high ground advantage, and now we've got ourselves around 11.
What more do you want out of a 3rd place matchup, Bobby, for the season? The biggest prize pool season we've ever had in at least North America, if not all of Mobile Mayhem. And you get a round 11 search and destroy game 5 to finish things off. This is absolutely nuts. It's for all the marbles. Why is the bomb carrier on the map red? Why is it the one thing that stayed red? Am I crazy?
I don't.
If you're not spectating the bomb carrier, it's a red circle around them.
Interesting. It's down now, so I'm not able to check, but I believe you because you were right on the other one as well.
We'll check later. It just feels so weird that they changed everything to yellow, and it's like this one thing stayed red.
4v4, not a whole lot of time to work with. One goes down. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but they got to move fast. Right now, upper echelon's locking down this bomb site, and Solo just trying to find the players remaining. Jesus is on the backside. It doesn't seem like Solo realizes Legacy's going to win the gunfight anyway. In upper echelon, didn't seem like it was gonna be in the cards coming into this. They were the underdogs, but coming off a game 1 loss, they win 2 in a row, win the search and destroy as well, and they are your 3rd place team for Mobile Mayhem North America spring season.
That was an absolutely huge series between these two teams. Upper Echelon come through. They get their revenge for this past weekend's games. And, well, certainly got to say that was one of the most intense 3rd place matchups that we've ever had here in Mobile Mayhem. Veteran struggled down at 3 kills, but with the likes of Pengi with 10, Pepe with 10, and Legacy rocking 13 kills on the board. Jesus also with 6. They come through with that narrow round victory at the end. That is going to be it. That is our 3rd place matchup said and done. We had a respectable performance come out from pretty much everybody on the Goofy Goobers. I mean, the spread is 7-11, right? I mean, you're only 4 kills apart there. So 11 for Band, 9 for Envy and Solo, and then 7 apiece for Ingenic and Washi. But, you know, this upper echelon team, we mentioned early on that they're a momentum team, and you know, they were able to carry it through just enough to get them through and lock down that 3rd place spot.
Yep. Gotta give big credit to Legacy. Obviously, he had his struggles in this matchup, but came through when it mattered most. Those 13 kills is not really the primary sniper on the team either. Definitely a massive performance, and that will secure for them the 3rd place spot in this season of Mobile Mayhem. Day, before we hop into a quick break while we wait for the teams to get loaded in, I believe we do have our winners for our awards for the season.
We absolutely do. Where do you want to start?
You can take Rookie of the Season to start things, yeah.
All right, guys. Rookie of the Season. We actually had 4 rookies come through for the top 3 spots. In 3rd place, we had both Shotzi and Reckless from Wicked come through. We did have 2nd place went to Cartels from Explicit, and 1st place did go to Carlos from the NYSL Mayhem. So congratulations, Carlos, on your $25 bonus here. Not a whole lot, obviously, since you guys didn't get a top 3 spot, but you know what? It is more than the money, right? It is that recognition for coming through and having an absolutely incredible season up against one of the most competitive lineups of North American Mobile Mayhem we've ever seen.
All right, next up we got Sniper of the Season. You guys may see a little bit of a pattern in some of these awards. Keep in mind, these are voted on by the players. It does seem like maybe one team voted a little bit more than the others, but it's voted on by the players. So if you're mad at somebody for the results, be mad at the teams that didn't vote for the awards. Coming in 3rd place, we got a tie between 3 players for Sniper of the Season. Space from NYSL Mayhem, Washi from Goofy Goobers, and Rihan from Explicit. Next up, in 2nd place, we have Zai from Zygnus. And in 1st place, we have Little B from NYSL Mayhem with 27.5% of the vote.
Yeah, definitely seeing quite a few Mayhem players make it on the board. And, well, our votes for MVP of the season is looking pretty similar. In 3rd place, we do have Beetle coming through alone for the 3rd place. So that is going to be from Explicit. 2nd place, we had Jez from Tribe, Zygnus Zai, and Solo from the Goofy Goobers. And 1st place, and I actually... listen, I completely agree with Rookie of the Season. Carlos was certainly the most influential rookie that we had, so I'm totally on board with that. But even more than that, I absolutely believe 100% with every bone in my body that MVP of the season going to Nero from NYSL Mayhem is an absolutely well-deserved MVP.
All right. Well, NYSL Mayhem taking the clean sweep on the awards. Nero MVP, Little B Sniper, and Carlos Rookie of the Season. And Vague coming through with the raid as well. I do appreciate it. And we actually do have most of our players loaded in. I'm gonna take a quick break just because I need to grab a water in between. But once I'm back, we should be good to go to hop into our grand finals. Guys, we are here and should be hopping into our grand finals soon. Obviously, as you guys have seen, it is going to be Tribe versus Zygnus. The story is old as time. We'll take a look at the maps and bans before we hop into the matchup. Tribe banning Domination on Takeoff and Hardpoint on Crossfire. Zygnus banning Summit Domination and Firing Range Hardpoint. Game 1 is going to be Standoff Hardpoint. We actually got 3 total Hardpoint options in here, as it will be Standoff, Search and Destroy as well in game number 2. Raid Domination is going to be game 3. Firing Range Search and Destroy for game 4. Takeoff Hardpoint if we go to a game 5. Standoff Domination if we go to a game 6. And if we go to a game 7, interesting, it's going to be Hackney Yard Search and Destroy. So definitely an interesting option if we do get that game 7.
Yeah, it definitely will be. And there's been a lot of discussion on chat on the placements. And guys, that is all voted on by the players. And honestly, I would 100% say that, you know, realistically, I think the rookie of the split and the MVP of the split are perfect. The only one that is even remotely arguable is the sniper, and I don't think the sniper is like out of the question or anything. So I think y'all are tripping in chat. Voted on by the players, and all players can only vote once. So
Chat, I said this at the beginning, like I
They
said this at the
don't
beginning of us
listen.
announcing everything. Everything's voted on by the players. No, some of the players don't vote because they're lazy. But you can't you can't blame the teams that went and voted for their teammates, and then because their teammates won, be mad at them when the real fault is with the players that didn't actually vote in the first place. So if you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at the players that didn't vote. But I think there's definitely a case to be made for every single one of the players that won. So you take it up with the voters, but if you want to be mad, you can't be mad at us because we had nothing to do with anything.
We are gearing up for our series between Tribe and Zygnus. Bobby, I have said season after season, whether it's the main season, whether it's playoffs, that I will never get tired of these Tribe versus Zygnus matchups, and the same is true here today. We're going to start things off with a Hardpoint on standoff, and this is another one of those classic map mode combinations for the competitive scene, so hopefully we'll just get the best of the best between both of these teams. And, Tribe, I think, won the LATAM Mobile Mayhem. So they might be looking to come through with 2 Mobile Mayhem wins in a single season if they're able to take down Zygnus here. Zygnus, obviously, going to be looking for their revenge on that front. So we've seen both these teams win NA Mobile Mayhems. And, we've got Bolu back. That's a big point here to make for the side of Tribe. Obviously, he's their main IGL. He's been out for a couple weeks with COVID, and after he got better from COVID, I think there was some traveling for maybe a surgery or something. Or maybe it was at the same time. I don't remember, but he's back, so we'll have to see how his performance is going to come through today. But I think as a leader of the team, it certainly tightens up the rotations quite a bit, because even with Slothy coming in and Slothy actually having some of his best performances of the season for this roster, they certainly were not the same team that we saw all season long. So we'll have to see.
Well, we just got a 1,000 person raid from Envoy, so welcome everybody. That's I think that's the biggest raid I don't think I've ever seen a 1,000 person raid before. We are
Envoy is killing it on Drobo.
He really is. Good lord. We're getting ready to hop into things. We're just waiting for our players to ready up, and then we'll be good to go for game number 1 of the matchup. Obviously, we got a whole lot of Zygnus fans in chat right now, so thank you everybody for joining. Hopefully we'll be good to hop into the action soon. Looks like Yuhi's ready up, so once we get Jez ready to go, we should be good. Oh,
okay, I guarantee you we're backing out here.
Uh-huh. That was definitely not supposed to happen. I'm gonna go ahead and leave before everybody else.
Yeah, that was disaster getting ready to strike. I literally saw it pop up that he left, and then immediately saw the game start, and I was like, well, that's not gonna work.
Okay.
And you know what? We can't even make the no ping, no party joke because we literally didn't even get into the game. So that's rough.
That is truly unfortunate.
All right, chat. Listen,
I'm about to.
I get it. The copy pasta's there, but if you're not going to keep it family friendly, we're just straight up going for a day ban.
I'm gonna just set it to subscriber only for like 30 seconds to give you guys an opportunity to calm down, to think through whether or not you want to get banned for the rest of the event. And if you don't want to get banned for the rest of the event, then you can just behave and we'll all be friends. Okay, guys? We'll all be friends, but right now my moderators hate their lives with everything that you guys are spamming right now. So we'll give everybody...
We don't want to ban you guys.
Yeah.
We really don't want to ban you guys.
I appreciate all the subs.
subs coming through.
My intention was not to get everybody to sub. my main intention was to make chat slightly manageable for the moderators, but Looks like everybody is readied up now, so we should be good to go for game number 1. All right, I'm gonna take off subscriber only. Let's see if we can behave.
Yeah, behave, chat. I have chat popped up. We will ban you. Period. It is a reality.
Feel bad that Annabella just subscribed so that she can talk in chat, but
no, she needed to sub anyway. All right, we've already got our first couple. See ya, guys.
all right, back to subscriber only for at least a minute right here as we hop into the action. And